Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But stuff. You're getting punched in the dick.
There needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say who?
That's funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast. Let our beautiful auras just wash all over your body, just from me to you. Nope, you shush. Just let it happen. Just
soak it up.
Just let it happen. From myself, the host with the least most, the hair that is always wanting, Rhodes.
Hey, that's Rhodes.
To my left, your right, the always fabulous, always beautiful, just breaking my heart with his daddy vibes, Rico.
Hey, I'm Rico.
And below us is Fur.
I'm no longer Vacation Rico because that bit was old.
Wait, you jerk off all over Rico, and you go, below us is Firth.
That's part of the joke.
Cody, I want you to jerk off on me. Okay, do you understand that?
Sorry.
Yeah, we're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, below me, as always, the power bottom of the century, but also the future billionaire, Bill Gates, fraternity, my money daddy, jiggling the balls from on top for the rest of my life. Firth.
Hey, that's me. I'm Firth. What he said.
Word. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining in on the stream. I'm going to say it now because apparently that's what you're supposed to say when you do podcasts. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Let everyone know that we're on. Let your friends know. Jump in on the conversations. We're going to have a fun time. Our goal today is to just kind of break away from life a little bit, talk about some stuff, and see what's going on. What's up, Firth?
I had a concern about that. So I was listening to podcasts as I was getting ready throughout this week, and they always talk about like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. And we kind of geared away from that. You know, we stopped asking people. You know, we were just like, hey, you like what you're listening to? You like what you're watching? Tell people about it. But legit, like, do we need to? I hate having to do that.
See, I stopped doing it too because, for one, I was doing it and it wasn't doing us any good. So
it sounds so just fucking whorish. And
you have to
share.
You have to whore yourself.
Shameless plug. You got a shameless plug.
I get it. Is this what social media is?
100%. It's virtue signaling and fucking shameless plugs.
Right? It's telling people Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, let me get my mask so everyone knows that I'm being safe.
Exactly.
And that I care.
At the end of every show, we'll put up our Venmo and our Cash App now. Also, check out our GoFundMe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are we supposed to get a Patreon and tell them to go look at it? Like,
apparently.
Hey man, here's the thing. And we're like 4 minutes into this. I don't give a shit. Yeah. If you like what you've heard in this 4 minutes, if this is your first time in here, it's fair enough. Go away.
Hopefully not us.
All right.
How are you doing?
That's fine. That's fine. Your name kind of sounds like a luxurious German car. You know, like.
Yep. There we go. That's actually going to be in our merch.
Yeah, that's fair. But I hate that. I hate being like share, and subscribe. That makes you feel like such a YouTube whore.
It does. And Andy, it's only fans. Fans only sounds like a farmers only account just for fucking Tom Brady.
First of all, Tom Brady's doing just fine by himself.
Sign up for my Lonely Fans.
Jesus Christ. First of all, Lonely Fans is fucking hilarious. And also,
that is actually
And also
That was the
German
first
car.
name of OnlyFans. They were like, we need lonely people to watch girls' buttholes. Lonely fans? No, OnlyFans.
It's just
the
in.
first thing was like, we can't copyright asswatchers.com. I mean, we can, but no one's gonna type that in, are they?
Yeah.
You go by Honda
Yeah,
Civic.
they are.
That's a very reliable vehicle.
Oh,
I like it.
now we're talking. Jesus Christ.
No, you're correct. I do feel I don't like saying it because, for one, I stopped saying it because it didn't work anyway. So,
I mean, yeah, right.
but also it's like it's mini black. It's 2020. So if you are watching this and
I'm
you don't know
not
how
allowed
to
comment.
share, subscribe, or like us and like follow us, then
Yeah.
figure out the internet. Like
I
I
hate
shouldn't
asking
have to
for it.
say it.
Yeah.
Because when I
shouldn't
watch
have to
people on
talk to
social
you.
media, I don't wait for them to tell me. I just do it. I'm like, oh, this person's funny, and I subscribe to them.
Welding teacher gave
Your welding teacher gave you the name Black Hole?
Mini black holes.
Black Hole Suns.
That sounds like a weird
Won't
HBO show. Which,
won't
by
you
the
come?
way, I want to talk about.
We're gonna plug our new HBO show.
Yeah.
All right, it's time, guys.
HBO Max is signing everybody. All right, they don't give a shit. They're trying to compete with Netflix and everybody else, and they're like, sign Uno. And we were just like, how much are you gonna give us? And they're like, $1 million? And we're just like, that's dumb. Okay,
Joke's on you.
right? And they're like,
So-
we're gonna give everybody else good lighting except Firth.
Pretty much. Good
You're in
lighting.
control of your own
My
destiny
lighting
when it
is a
comes to lighting.
window. Look, it changes when I hit the blinds.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. It's like it's daytime for you,
Yeah.
I've got better lighting in Costa Rica.
brother. It has been dark for 45 hours in Germany. The sun doesn't rise here anymore. Do you understand that? I would commit genocide if I lived here all the time.
So anyway, with what I was going to say, that's not Holocaust related, but we'll get to that later.
I'm so tired of people reacting like I said something inappropriate when I bring up the past here in Germany. All right? They did it. They have to live with it, and other people don't have to live with it.
So, what I was going on about was there. So you remember with the Cuties show, right? Everyone was freaking the fuck out.
No.
Yep.
What's the Cuties? Tell me about
So
it.
it was that Netflix show about the twerking 11-year-old girls.
Oh,
What the hell's going on?
shut up, Rico.
So
Yes.
people freaked
Yes.
out about that. HBO Max now has a show. It's called A Teacher. It's literally about a teacher, a female teacher who has an affair with an 18-year-old. Oh, okay, I'm reading this. The student is 18, but with a student, with a high school student. And I'm just surprised that no one's freaking the fuck out about it.
Because Rhodes,
Kid's 18.
it's a race to the disgusting finish line.
See-
It's basically like Epstein was like executive producer for all this shit, and they're just like, "Hey, do you ever want to jerk off to a 13-year-old? Subscribe to HBO Max." Like, who gives? Like, that's what they're getting to. They're all terrible. They're all just racing to this
So
disgusting.
what I
finish
got
line.
with this is not the fact I just read the fact that he's 18 because obviously I haven't watched it yet, but
Of course not.
so that would change it a little bit. But I think that the main reason why people aren't freaking out is because it's a male student, not a female student. If it was an older male teacher and a female student, oh good lord, that show would have been canceled before it was announced.
The Police made a song about that, and even they were criticized about it. Rico, back me up. Thank you so much.
We're touching real feelings here. Getting to the root and stuff.
First of all, we're not
And
touching
she's a
anything.
she.
We're not. We're not touching anything here. You understand that? None of us are touching it.
This is what we need. We need more of this right now.
Y'all need Jesus.
Yes, I get what
Oh,
you're saying,
man.
though, Cody. Is that like these streaming, like it's like Netflix hit this button, right? And everyone's like, oh, but then other people are like, no, people need to see this. This is disgusting. And then HBO was just like, we can do
Hold
that
on.
too. Yeah.
Well,
That's not
Netflix
bad.
actually kind of
Yeah,
had
they
like
took
a
it as
mass.
advertisement. They're like, oh.
I don't know if any figures are actually shown, but Netflix actually took a big hit after the whole Cuties debacle.
Oh, their
They
stock
lost
went down.
Yes.
yeah.
Their
Rightfully
stock went
so.
down, and I don't see it up on like Popular or it's not
Netflix
even
presents.
on. I think they took it down.
Nebraska is fucked. I completely agree.
It's the New Arkansas.
It's Nebraska.
I don't care. I don't care when it's the new Arkansas. Nah, don't put that on Arkansas. Don't put that on Arkansas.
It's a Christopher
Arkansas's
Titus
fine.
reference. I like it.
You know what?
Um,
You can no longer bring up Christopher Titus. I've been on Twitter way too much the past couple
Oh,
days.
you've been seeing his tweets? He's crazy.
And I no longer I feel like I had to think back to when I was a kid and the TV show he had. I feel maybe I didn't catch it, but I felt like he portrayed himself as someone that leaned towards the right in that show.
He did.
And then you would see interviews with him, and he'd be like, "This character that I'm playing is basically me. I'm just me doing a me show." And then I look at his tweets today, over this past weekend, and I'm like, I cancel his ass. If you want to cancel Yoda, you better cancel.
He's gone pretty liberal.
Pretty
he gets
liberal.
a little insane. I'd say I haven't listened to his podcast in months, but
I won't listen to it. I mean, I definitely won't listen. Not that I have listened to it. I definitely won't listen to it at this point. Just from his tweets alone, Christopher Titus is banned from the show. That's it. You heard it here, Christopher Titus.
You hear that, Christopher Titus?
we know you wanted to come on. You and
Joe Rogan, you're fine now. Christopher
Joe
Titus.
Rogan, second place. Christopher Titus. You're like Mad TV.
That's our
to our
new war.
SNL. All right, you understand that?
That's our new war. We're warring against Christopher Titus.
I don't. Oh, okay. And
Hey, it's
people are gonna
better
be
off
like,
than
"Mr.
warring with Joe Rogan.
Okay, no, it's not, because Christopher Titus, people are gonna Google it and be like, "Oh, he was relevant in the '90s." Guess
That's
who
what
else
I'm
was
saying.
relevant in the '90s?
One
Me.
can't crush us socially. The other one could.
Well, no. Well, first of all, Rogan could crush us physically.
Well,
Like,
that too.
he's
Yeah.
a-
When you have a leg kick that can literally crush
yeah.
a fucking 1950s
Like,
Fender.
Here's the fun thing. To
Has he
joke
actually
about.
done this? Is there a YouTube video for this?
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
he
yeah.
could.
He actually murdered Elon Musk and took his job.
No, COVID took out Elon Musk. According to Twitter, he got 14 tests, and 7 of them came back fucking positive, and 7 of them came back negative.
I love
The
Elon
Rona.
Musk. I love Elon Musk.
I actually-
Tweeting him out. He's just like, hey, he's like, I was tested 4 times. 2 of them were negative. 2 of them were positive. And I'm sitting there as someone who's been swabbed 8 times going like, yes, 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 you dummy. None of this makes sense. It's been in existence for a year, and we all don't know what it means. They just stick a fucking Q-tip up your nose, and they go, oh, this is dirtier than it should be. But no one knows.
Ew, booger,
No
you got
one
Rona.
knows what it's supposed to be. And then they're like, we're going up the other nostril, and you're like, no, you're not. That's disgusting. I love it. It takes Elon Musk to be like, this is dumb. And everyone who's been swabbed multiple times is like, yes, of course it is. This is dumb.
I don't think it's that bad.
No one knows what's going on.
You need to calm down.
Oh, I hate nose swabs. They're so trash. Everyone's just like, I'm going to stick this up your nose, and I'm going to put it away, and I'm going to send it away from that. 3 weeks later, you're positive. No, I'm not. You're right. You're not positive. Of course I'm not. I had no symptoms. There was nothing wrong with me.
That's called being asymptomatic.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Da-da-da-da.
Yes. You know, scientifically and stuff.
I hate the term asymptomatic. Do you understand that? Because you know what? When
You don't
I
like science?
when I have the flu, I'm symptomatic. That's how I know I have the flu.
So
Oh,
how we got to this topip was me going through Twitter way too much, and I actually plan on
Anyway.
introducing a segment later on.
Joe
where I
Biden
just-
is not the legitimate president.
You said we weren't going to do this. I guess if you feel
No,
the same
I'm
way, you
kidding.
can choose to
Disclaimer,
be.
he doesn't
I'm
really
just
think
being
that.
a dick. I'm just being a dick.
He's just Alex joning. Disclaimer for the Uno podcast. Bert does not actually think that.
No, Joe Biden is going to be the next president.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
It
the Supreme
depends.
Court shit. No, it doesn't. Joe Biden's going to be the next president.
Before
Anyway,
the
this is not
FBI
what I
kills my
wanted to
internet
steer
again.
This is not what I wanted to steer the conversation
All right,
to.
so let me get
I'm
back to what I
fine
was
with-
saying. So
I'm fine with shitting on the coronavirus because it's a fake disease.
real quick, what I plan on introducing later on at some point is I've been screenshotting stupid shit celebrities say on Twitter. So we will eventually bring that in, and we can
all of
discuss that
Twitter.
instead. Of,
Oh, I can't wait to hear what John Legend thinks about the fucking campaign. I can't wait to hear what Chrissy Teigen has to say about politics. Apparently, Chrissy
Murder
Teigen
Hornets
is
back?
the host. No, Chrissy Teigen's the host of some like
they,
celebrity dance-off, and this is the best thing I can do for that.
Celebrity dance.
I don't know.
they did
I'm a
find a
WWE
hive
I'm a
recently with a bunch of
WWE
queens
champion.
as far as
gem
murder
of a
hives.
person, by the way. So you watch yourself.
What's that? What's that?
The
Cody?
Chrissy Teigen is a gem of a person. You watch yourself.
I don't
Not if you
think
look back at
so.
her old tweets.
I don't think so.
Well, that's not look back at old anything, okay? We all have shit that we don't watch on social media.
We've all tweeted stuff.
We've all said some slightly racist things in the past. Let's just leave
Yeah,
that alone.
exactly. By the way, you can look me up on Twitter at Patrick Hewlett.
And that's how we get canceled. Speaking of dumb tweets, no, I think that's a great segment that I would love for you to do in the future.
That's what
what's
I'm
his name
talking
does it?
about. They had like a bunch of queens in that one hive. These guys
Oh,
are too
in
busy jerking
Washington?
each other off to talk about it.
Hey, listen, man. I have a long reach. All right.
Yep. Oh, yep. All right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
go.
YMCA. So
The murder hornets are just
back?
getting ready for the end of the year when we think everything is about to go back to
I
normal.
can't wait. I love it. It's 2020.
Weaponized.
I want
Murder
2020 to end with an exclamation mark because everyone's like, "Oh my God, thank God, Trump's not president anymore. There's a coronavirus vaccine in the future. 2020 was rough, but we got through it." And just Murder Hornets just like, "Nah, fam, no, no, we will murder your cats, your dogs, your infants. We don't care."
We're
And
murder
guess what?
hornets.
But here's the thing.
It's
They're
implied
from-
in the name.
They're from Asia, and we, God forbid, we say it again, because if Trump was here, he'd be like, "These hornets from China, they're murdering everything," and everyone would be like, "You can't
Ninja
say that.
Hornet.
You can't say that." But Biden wouldn't remember where they're from. He'd be like, "They're from hey fat, they're from hey and no one would know, and that's China won. God damn it.
So what? So I've been seeing a lot of memes of like people with the election being like, "Oh, Biden's elected, so everything's going to be good now." And there's just one person in the back row going, "No, like
No,
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 that's not how
dummy.
any of this works." Have you not been paying attention to 2020? Like,
Dude,
feel
I
how
feel
you
like-
may feel about President Trump, right? Feel how you may feel about it. But he didn't make 2020 suck.
No,
Like,
He didn't
it
invent
wasn't his
coronavirus.
fault.
He didn't invent fucking murder hornets.
Yeah,
He didn't go. He
create
wasn't in charge of the local
racism.
police station that fucking
Yeah,
Can you
took out
imagine it?
people.
If fucking
he didn't
Mike
hire the
Pence-
dude that killed black unarmed citizens. Like, it wasn't his fault. He just happened to be president during that shit.
Think
So
about
fuck you,
Mike
was Trump.
Pence.
because you elect a new old white guy does not
Wait.
mean that all of a sudden rainbows are going to erupt out of his anus and
Yeah.
just cleanse the world in happiness.
I want Mike Pence to walk into the Oval Office and just be like, "Sir, we've created the murder hornet," and I want Donald Trump to just be like, "Release it on the world. Release it. I lost the election. I hate losing. Release the Hornets." And everyone's like, "Oh, sir, you literally cannot do that. They will murder everything." He's like, "Fuck it. It's Joe Biden's problem."
I'm going
Either I'm
golfing.
And
president
Joe
or no
Biden's
one's
sitting there
president.
in his fucking Delaware basement going like, I don't know what a hornet is. I don't remember what bees are or
Me and Rigo try to
So,
click it at the same time.
Yeah, it was a good one. So, am I the only one that kind of feels bad for Mike Pence? I feel like he's the middle bun in a Big Mac made of shit. I don't know.
Hey,
Mike
man.
Pence could have done something
No.
really horrible in the past that I'm not aware of, but I
He
feel
is.
bad for him.
He's also pretty bad.
What if? Hold on. Have you guys?
He's
ever
also
seen,
not great.
Have you guys ever seen the Netflix show? Have you guys ever seen the Netflix show? Mind. What is it called? Mind
Mind
something.
Freak.
It was like 2 seasons, and it was about FBO. It was about FBI investigations.
Mindhunter.
Mine hunters.
Mind
Do you
rapers.
think they would be
No.
hunting Mike
And
Pence?
you know, no. And you know how each episode starts
He's the
with
Golden
guy-
State Killer.
You know, no, they found it.
He is the murder hornet.
You remember? He's the murder hornet. You remember how they like start every episode of Mindhunters with the guy in Kansas? He's BTK, bind, torture, kill, who's an
Sure.
actual. He's the actual serial killer. What if just like Mike Pence was like, "Well, I'm not vice president anymore, so you caught BTK," and everyone was like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!"
That would be fun. I mean, yeah, he's also not great, but you know,
Like I said, I don't know much about his past, but I still feel bad because he's just in the middle of all this shit.
his political
And he-
past is a whole lot less worse than
Yeah.
other politics.
Well,
That's
It
he
is.
doesn't-
That's
He does not have a great past with the
Gay rights?
homosexual. Yeah.
Yeah, he believes in
that's
pray
just-
the gay away.
Yes, he does. And I don't like that. That's not okay. That's
Like-
not okay.
Yeah, that was a big thing during the 2016 election. They're like, President Trump, like, how do you feel about, gay rights and gay marriage? And he's like, I love them. I love all the gay people. Like, but your
He's like,
vice
"You're
president,
fine.
like,
I can't wait for you to
admittedly
vote for
hates
me."
them all. And he's like,
Yeah.
never heard of it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, if the gays want to vote for me, I'd love
Yeah.
it. If the
And while
gays
Pence
don't
is
wanna
standing
vote-
behind him at the rally, burning a rainbow flag, like,
he's literally just chewing his nail. And he's like, because it turns out the Republican Party doesn't give a shit about that anymore.
about nails?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't give a
definitely
shit
not.
about your fingernails. All right, chew
Or
them.
gay rights.
Don't chew them.
unless you're in the military, make sure
You
they're the
remember-
right length.
You remember those scenes about LeBron James sitting there in the finals, and people were like, "Oh, he's nervous. He's chewing his fingernails." Of course, he's chewing his fingernails. He's in the NBA Finals. You cunts! Don't stop shitting on LeBron James. It's great.
First off, fired up for no reason today.
I don't know. I thought we weren't getting fired up today.
No, we
No, we
are.
said we weren't going to talk
No.
about politics, which we thought would prevent
No,
him from
we said
firing up.
We were not gonna bitch about the election, and that's
Yes.
the number one thing I didn't want to do. I don't care about making fun of the election because that
There we go.
deserves to be done.
You ready for
understand
this
that?
one first?
Yes.
No.
What's
please.
your take on that first?
The Republicans don't have a.
Thank you, mini black holes. She's on your level right now. Are you? What are you doing? I think
No,
you
he
grabbed
broke
like
his
a rotary
headset.
phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. I didn't mean to have to do a sound test while we were live on the air. The Republicans. The Republicans
Take time.
are going to have the soundest platform. Like, I want you to go and I want you to look at the voting map. And I don't want you to look at it by state. I want you to look at it by county. Because if you look at it by county, this country is so fucking red. All right? There's these pockets of blue. And that
Which
is
have
why
populace.
Sure, yeah. And that's
Very
exactly
dense
why
pockets.
Sure.
You can't count the counties when the one large county has 10 people who live in it, because it's a national park.
I don't know what you mean by that, Cody, but I'm going to go ahead and continue.
Okay.
Don't
worry about me
say, though,
and geography.
Is that when you talk about Pennsylvania, let's use that for an example, right? And you're just like, all we do is have to campaign in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh
Or Nebraska.
Lincoln. Let's take Lincoln then. So I'll admit, I think Nebraska went to.
I forgot Mercedes was running for office.
Yeah.
Against the GOP incumbent?
Yeah, she's a libertarian. If I believe.
Okay. I appreciate you watching our podcast. I'm rooting for the Republican.
He doesn't even know his platform.
The two of them. Yes, I do. The two of them, I understand. We've talked with Joe, we talked with Spike. I get it. And the two of them have really positioned our podcast as a libertarian platform. I'm not a libertarian. I am a Republican. I have always been a Republican. I've never been afraid. Though. What?
That doesn't mean you have to vote Republican, though.
So the biggest change lately has been Trump, because he has changed the Republican platform. I think he's been a flash in the pan, though. I think Donald Trump has been. Should I read this?
But she just said she got almost 25% of the vote. That's good.
That's awesome. I don't appreciate the last part, but
I mean, so was I.
No, but that's I don't. The libertarian is like the assistant principal of the Republican Party. Do you understand that? Like, you're the people who like. How do I say this without just being a dick?
Choose your words carefully.
Hey, Cody. Help me out.
Just one thing.
I don't know what you're going to say.
I know.
I can't choose your words if I don't know what obscene shit you're
I'm not trying to shit. I'm not trying to shit on the Libertarian Party. I like the Libertarian Party. When Rico and Cody talked to Spike, I really enjoyed that interview. When the three of us talked to Joe,
I think you're trying to say is that libertarians lean more Republican, so they're more affiliated towards the Republican 100%. Party.
And libertarians really used to go side by side with Republicans before Trump.
Yes.
And then Trump took the Republican Party to his way. And everyone's saying how Trump transformed the Republican Party. I don't think so. I think when Trump leaves in January, when Biden takes over and he disappears, is the Republican Party is going to go back to what the Republican Party stands for, is smaller government, low tax, tax cuts and everything like that. And I get that the libertarian is like, oh, well, tax cuts aren't good enough. It needs to be the elimination of taxes. And I get that.
You got to start somewhere.
You do.
You got to start somewhere, people.
You need to start somewhere, like on a gold escalator coming down. Here's the thing. And this is just me talking to a camera to my two buddies, and y'all just are having to playing along. I voted for Trump.
Rainbow,
right? I voted for Trump. I'm not totally upset that Trump lost. I'm happy that the Republicans held on to Senate. I wish the Republicans won the House, but I'm not totally upset that the Republicans lost the executive. I don't think Trump was the best thing for the Republican Party. Honestly, if you talked to me in 2016, I wish Ted Cruz won. I think Ted Cruz would have done a very good job of representing traditional Republican values.
Honestly, I would have rather had Ted Cruz.
That's why
I like Ben Carson.
Well, he's been in the party forever. If you would have talked to me, I would have been. I like Ted Cruz. There was one more dude who Ben Carson.
Rubio.
The Kentucky. No. The Kentucky senator. Paul.
Colonel Sanders?
Yeah. Kentucky Senator Colonel
Sanders. I would have voted for Colonel Sanders.
No.
I'm
Rand
gonna
Paul?
bring fried chicken to the world.
Hell yeah.
Africa is starving, and we're just gonna give them fried chicken. Like, okay, so we're done talking about like my dumbass positions.
That statement has so many different things in it.
No, not Ron Paul. Rand Paul. Ron Paul is something different. It's Rand Paul, right? The Kentucky
It was
Senator?
Rand Paul. Ron
Rand
Paul was. Oh.
Yeah, he was the presidential candidate from like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Rand Paul, who's the Kentucky Senator, I like his views, and I think libertarians would like his views. You know, so libertarians and Republicans usually go hand in hand, and that's why Cody, when certain episodes that we've recorded, and you were like, "Hey, libertarians are like Democrats and Republicans just who didn't agree." And it's like, no, Democrats and libertarians are not okay because Democrats want a large government.
They do. They want a conflicting government
No, they want a large. Democrats think
because they don't want to be
that the
told what to
government
do, but
is
they want to
smart.
have all the freedom. So that's
Democrats
where the
think-
conflicting.
Democrats think that the government is smarter than you, so you should give them money and they'll spend your money wisely. And Republicans don't think that, and libertarians are like, that's fucking dumb. You're an idiot for thinking it.
So the reason why I stand by my statement of it's the people that are in the middle.
Too. I saw that too.
I stand by the statement that the Libertarian Party is for the people that are in the middle.
What was this bull's name? Blue or something like that?
No. It's
Paul Bunyan?
yeah.
I thought his
Was
bull's
it
name
just blue?
Yeah. Both sides are authoritarian. Change my mind. No. If you're libertarian, I'm not going to change your mind. Yes, we are.
Babe.
Like Democrats and Republicans, we run this country.
It was Babe.
I'm not going to change your mind.
So the reason why I say that the Libertarian Party takes people from both sides into it is because I feel like with the two-party system that we have, right? The Republican
Sure.
Party, especially maybe it was just with President Trump and it'll go back, got very extreme. And the Democratic Party, in return to that, got very extreme to the left.
Couldn't disagree
And
more.
so
Nope, couldn't disagree more. And I'm just going to villainize
you don't think
it.
they went extreme? I feel like
No.
they kind of went real solid because there should be
I think
a
Donald
middle
Trump.
ground of party lines.
I think Donald Trump. I don't know what that means. Is that just the screaming lady in the meme who's like in the
It's just-
cap and the glasses?
No,
and
just
like,
millennial frustration.
I don't know what millennials sound like.
You dumb bitch.
No, please stop it. No. All right. I feel like millennials just sound like screaming babies.
We're all millennials.
Donald Trump, and this is this is fun. Donald Trump.
You know it's gonna be
He's a
great when he
reflect-
already stops himself before he says it.
Yep. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Donald Trump's election was a reflection of the Obama administration.
He was the reaction of the Obama administration.
Yes, it is. His election was the reaction to the Obama administration. The Obama administration was so government just tight-fisted. When he first got in, he was like, I owned the executive, I owned both houses of Congress, so I'm going to pass Obamacare and all this stuff. He did not care. For 8 years, you had a president who didn't care what the American people wanted or needed. It was about passing a liberal agenda.
Well, I mean,
And Donald
that
Trump
could
was the
be
reaction
caring
to
about
that.
his people,
Donald-
though.
Who?
Liberal people with liberal ideologies.
Oh, okay. The 11 people that actually. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about liberals, because you'll have some professor right from Harvard, and you'll be like, I'm a liberal, brother. You're making $250,000 a year. Of course you're a liberal because you don't want to have your money taken away from you, and you're just like, I'm a liberal. It's fine.
My point is that it should be a more
And that's fair too.
agreement. It's just like with the
that's right.
Mercedes election thing, right? You said do you know anything about the Republican candidate for whatever office she was running for in Nebraska?
What, in Nebraska?
Yeah, because you said I would have voted for the Republican.
Brother, I'm in Germany. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know.
I
You
can barely
stated that you would have voted for the Republican on the premise that he's
majored
Republican.
in history back in 2007, and I can barely point it out on the map anymore. I have been in
for a
Germany.
biography. All I'm saying is that you said that you would vote for the Republican purely on the basis that he was Republican.
He's getting turned up tonight.
Hold on. No.
So
'Cause
my
I
problem
wanna
is that
choose my
people are
words.
so tied to their political parties
Correct.
that
And
they
that's what
don't pay
Cody's getting at.
attention to the individual.
That's what Cody's getting at.
Yeah.
Is I'm a Republican, right? I identify as a Republican.
If
And
you
so
weren't aware.
I want
Good for
to
you.
vote. I want to vote. Yeah, exactly. If all of you didn't know, I'm a conservative Republican. But does Donald Trump actually?
Well, you said
Does
on the
he-
last podcast that he was Democrat.
He is a Democrat. He's a fucking Democrat.
He is.
Well, he was originally a Democrat.
Yes, he's always been a Democrat until
Yeah,
it.
well, that's what I'm saying. His platform changed so he can get elected.
Well, his platform didn't change. What he said changed.
Well, you
but
know.
his platform, while he's been in office, has kind of, when it comes to businesses and taxes, has been kind of Democratic.
I want the Republican to win the election. That is what
Okay,
I
why
want.
not the best candidate? Which could be a Democrat, if you pay attention to their platform and not their political affiliation.
Because I don't think, and this is going to get me torn apart online, and that's fine. Because I don't.
It really
think
won't. No one's going to yell
I don't.
at you.
Yeah, it's true. The 4 people who are actually watching.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I don't think a Democrat can speak to me. I don't think a Democrat can sit there and go, if I'm going to tax you more, it is because the government knows what's best for you. I don't think there is a Democrat alive that can speak to me as a conservative Republican and go, I can convince you to vote for me. I can sit there and go, hey, that's not that liberal bullshit, but I'm still going to vote for the other guy.
So I think that's because there's only one reason why.
Okay.
And it's because of taxes. That is the only thing you don't agree with. All the big hot button topics when it comes to liberal democratic platforms, right?
Like what other thing?
If you disagree with it, you take a libertarian stance of not your fucking problem, right?
It's nobody's fucking problem.
Well, no, not your concern, right? So like if you disagreed with gay marriage or abortion or anything like that, I know you well enough to know that you don't care.
I don't care.
So your big hang up when it comes to Democrats and liberals are taxes and government involvement.
It's government telling you what to do, because there's a reason why people are buying up guns right now.
Yeah.
Because
there's a reason why I can't find 9mm ammo or 45 or 308.
There's a reason why I went online last night to look at buying an AR-15, and it was $11,000 or something like that. It is so.
I don't know what you were looking at, but fuck.
Oh, I was looking at goldplatedar15s.com.
Oh, sweet.
Saddam's ARs.
It shoots actual diamonds.
But you know what I mean? Like, people are afraid that under a Joe Biden government, their guns are going to be taken away. They're not going to be taken away. If they are, I'm not gonna say anything online.
They won't be taken away.
If it even comes close to that, there will be a opposition.
Well, yeah, but so don't you feel though that because I feel that people get lumped into Republican and Democrat because of the two-party system. But I feel like there's a lot of Republicans and Democrats that share beliefs. So don't you think that there
Most of us do.
statistically should be
Most of us
a
do.
Democrat that is actually okay with minimal government, but just holds dear the larger liberal stances like abortion and gay marriage and trans rights and stuff like that?
But that doesn't define the Republicans anymore. Like, that's the thing.
The taxes
That
or
doesn't.
that stuff?
No. The abortion and all that stuff, that doesn't define Republicans.
I think it still does.
When I get out of the Army, I'm going to run as a Republican. And I'm going to go, I don't care about gay marriage. I don't care about abortion. You know
sound
what
like
I care
a
about?
libertarian.
I care about keeping money in your pockets.
Vote
That's
gold.
what I
Sounds
care
like you're
about.
on a libertarian
No.
platform.
I'm not a
You're a
libertarian.
libertarian.
I am not. No, I'm not. I am not a libertarian. I'm a conservative Republican.
No. Just because you call yourself a conservative Republican, that very platform just ran in 2020.
Keep your fucking porcupine to yourself. I am a goddamn Republican.
You see, so I thought the same thing, right? Like, if I ever
Shut
wanted
up,
to
Rico.
run, could I run as a Republican because of what I believe? And it would be the same thing as what you just said.
Yeah.
It's,
It's a libertarian.
pretty much. But libertarians won't win. So you have to run as one of the two. And I definitely
That's
can't run
why.
as a Democrat.
No, stop it. I already saw that. Nope, I didn't even care about that. The bottom one, Mercedes. No, first.
That's because you do.
No.
Dude.
We
I
said you
sound-
sound like one.
I sound like a conservative Republican. This
No.
is what conservative Republicans actually sound like. Conservative Republicans around the world, we sound like this. We don't
Well,
sound
yeah,
like
but that's
Donald
not the
Trump.
Republican Party anymore.
Okay. I can't argue with that. What I do think is,
And that's
we're
why
going
they
to take
broke
it
off
back.
to the Libertarian Party.
No. Here's the. You want me to insult? You want me to insult a few people?
Don't
No,
insult
no,
people.
no.
Okay.
That would be.
Then I'll not say anything.
I mean, you can say facts without calling someone a cunt. Like,
I'm not going to
Oh my
call
God.
anyone a cunt
Please don't. Why are we using that word so much today?
because it's a fun word,
it's been
and we all
twice.
and as Americans, we need to get used to saying it. All right. Everybody else is used to saying it. Get
It's
used to
very
saying
versatile. We say fuck like it's just
It.
off the
Exactly.
hand. But
You call everyone an idiot and a dummy. Just call people that. All right. Stop being so afraid of the world, you fucking snowflake cunts.
yeah, everyone's a cunt 2024. I also don't like it. Like, I like the concept of it, but even when I say it, like, I just imagine my mother behind me just smacking the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's why.
Which, if she sees
I
this,
don't.
I'm getting a phone call. But I do feel that the Republican Party is not the way that you're saying it is, and so that the Libertarian Party is representing that more and more. But also, that's nice. What is the problem with changing
That might
the
be my new
name
favorite.
rather than saying that you're a
Oh, I tripped. I got
conservative
caught up in that
Republican?
bumble cunt.
That
sounds
might
like
be my new favorite phrase.
Bumble
it reminds me of the name of the fucking abominable snowman and the Rudolph claymation.
Oh
I
God,
was
it's
just-
bumble cunt.
I was just watching Transformers, and Optimus Prime was like, "Bumble cunt, I need you."
It's true. It's true.
Now that we've all said it,
This elf was just like, I just want to be a dentist. Oh God, it's bumble cunt.
so what is
Off
the
the
issue
top
with
rope.
not being a conservative Republican? And I recognizing that you may have more in line with the libertarian viewpoint.
Would you like to know the number one thing about me identifying as a conservative Republican instead of a libertarian candidate?
Is it because it's fun to fucking say?
Also, there was a
No.
shot game put in
No,
the
it's
chat,
just-
so people are hammered by this point.
It is quite a mean thing to say, especially because one person watching this is a libertarian candidate.
You what?
I like to
Libertarians
win.
can't win.
I like
Yeah.
to win.
But you're
We
just
win.
Oh, that's
feeding
not so
into the
bad.
two-party system, which makes it to where actual people can't win.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Here's the thing. Libertarian candidates with an actual platform can win on the local scene. If they're running for House or even if they're running for Senate, they can win. I'm not saying a libertarian candidate can win president. They can't yet. They cannot, but they can win on a local scene. And I'm fine with that. And I am not a libertarian. We've established that. Right?
Yeah, totally. Because you're what?
I'm a conservative Republican.
Hey!
Take a drink, motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is actually
There
all
you go.
full of Gentleman Jack. This is completely whiskey.
I'm not saying that
Oh, I leave America for a bit and you start drinking like a man.
Libertarians have to play at the basic level. They have to win state government. They have to win House seats. I don't.
But
think
that's because
there's
people
a
keep feeding
libertarian.
into the duopoly of the two-party system. Because they like to win. And you just feed
So if it
into that.
starts-
I understand your point that in order to have that power, you have to affiliate with that. But
Mhm.
it just perpetuates that. If you want something to
understand.
change, you don't then keep going with it because then nothing will change.
I don't know, man. The Republican Party has drastically changed from George W. to Donald Trump and then to whomever.
It has, and I don't necessarily like it.
To whomever. Okay, and that's fine. That's what I'm saying, though. Is W to Trump to whomever is going to take over. That's transitioned.
I'm okay with this. And when I run for governor of Idaho, this is how I'm going to be counting my votes.
Gonna get that potato vote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
election
right?
by combat. Fight me, you old bitch.
This man had 4 potatoes. Vote for him in this county. These potatoes raised my hand and they said, "We vote for Cody Rhodes."
What are we voting in 1934?
I hope so. Bring it back. Shut the system down.
There
Kill
are
the
no
internet.
women allowed to
Besides
vote.
the show.
News
from the war front.
There's no women
That was
allowed
good.
to vote here in Idaho. It's 2020, and we are stuck in the 1930s. Women
Governor
and
Rhodes has
blacks get to the
received-
back of the line.
Governor Rhodes has received the votes of 2 cows, a pig, and 1 man.
Oh, I got a line flag with that.
man.
Jews, you know what's coming for you. Just leave.
Oh,
my
Andrew, Andy's going to be my attorney general. Or that's like a position, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
DA?
Once you're the king of Idaho, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Hello, I'm in charge of the potatoes.
Yeah, do I have to know? I obviously don't have to know anything about politics or how the
No.
government works
All
to
you
be,
do is just lord over the potatoes like a
Yeah.
king.
Yeah.
especially if Idaho.
Trump got in there. AOC got in there. They don't know anything about politics, right? That's the
Exactly.
general consensus.
AOC just went. We're gonna turn off the vehicles.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, President Trump, who's in your cabinet?" He's like, "I think it was made in IKEA. I'm not sure."
and I'm gonna appoint him. And that person was like,
I'm a janitor.
he's
Yeah,
like,
no, head of
yeah,
interior.
You're gonna be secretary of cleaning the White House. It's brilliant.
Clean the cabinet.
See, Mercedes knows.
She knows.
Mercedes is sitting there like, I am the lord of these mashed potatoes.
I do think
I
that.
swear to God,
I think
if
I've said it
anyone
before.
doesn't do this voice whenever they're in charge of anything, you're doing things wrong.
The Trump voice,
Oh
even
my
if it's
God.
good or bad, just
If
it
I'm
has to.
training a dog, I'm just being like, if you don't sit down right now, you're never gonna get a treat. You're never gonna get a treat. All right? All these other dogs are gonna get treats, and you're never gonna get a treat. All
You'll
right?
be ruined. You'll live
Dog.
outside forever.
I swear to God, I'm gonna throw
Lady?
sausages. I'm gonna throw sausages to all the other dogs. You'll never get a sausage. Do you understand me? You'll never get a sausage. I literally think that's how Mike Pence spent the last 4 years, not getting
Did
a
we
sausage.
assume her gender? 'Cause
I
I was
don't-
pretty.
I mean,
I
probably.
was pretty sure she was a chick.
Who, Mercedes?
Yeah.
And you've said
Did I
it twice.
say-
Wait, I think they did say somewhere that she's a he.
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
a
know.
BMW guy to begin
Yeah.
with, so I don't understand this. Anyway,
But I do think that in the next, I honestly think in the next 20 to 25 years that there will be more rise of middle of the lane politicians. Who
yes.
I think
So
there
I
will
think-
be.
I think we
Like-
talked about this a little bit last
yeah.
week. Is
I think we did.
I'm really excited to see what the next Republican candidate is because
In
Trump
2024,
showed-
I'm not. 2034, that seems exciting.
No, I'm
gonna be
really
a Democrat.
excited for 2024.
The
Because
Republican
Trump
candidate's going to be a
showed-
Democrat.
They're going to flip.
Trump, yeah, exactly. It's just going to be Hillary Clinton.
The
just
party's
being
going
like,
to flip like
Finally.
back in 1960.
Fuck those blue fucks. All right, Texas and
Florida.
maybe Pennsylvania and probably Florida and it used to be Arizona. All right,
So
we got you.
I fear the 2024 election for this exact reason, and you mentioned it earlier. Trump was the response of the Obama administration.
Yes.
So I'm afraid of what the Republicans will pull out of their ass in response to a Biden administration.
Oh, you mean a
Cardi B,
Kamala Harris
2024.
administration? Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, Kamala Harris, yeah.
Because Joe Biden doesn't stand for anything. Because guess what? Joe Biden, again, I'm really trying not to yell at my camera this time, but Joe Biden has been involved in U.S. politics for 60 years, and you all voted him in thinking he was change. He is not. He is
But he said he's
not.
going to change everything.
He doesn't remember yesterday. Do you understand that?
I don't remember
My-
yesterday.
My grandfather knows more than Joe Biden, and my grandfather's been dead for 20 years. Do you understand that?
So I am afraid for the 2024
You
election.
made me bring up my dead grandfather, Internet. Do you get
How
that?
dare
right?
you.
fucking self.
You're the bad guys. You're the bad guys. All
It's
right.
you. I'm sad now.
If anybody's the poor me, it's this guy. All right.
Oh yeah, you've had it so rough, white guy.
I don't give a shit. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, poor me. I'm white. Shut up.
Grew up in New
I've
Jersey.
suffered. I've suffered.
Okay.
I love
How
the
does such a
idea.
strong
I love the idea that like, oh, you're white. You have no idea what like pain is.
Well,
Shut up.
I don't agree with that because I've lived through
I guess
some shit.
the real question here is, how does such a strong Republican come out of New Jersey?
Yeah, that's a great question. That is a great question.
That is a
Because I
strong-
look
that
at
is
New
a good
Jersey.
question.
Because here's the thing, Rico. Look at New Jersey. It's awful. It has such high property
I know that.
taxes.
I can
Why
see
the
it from across
fuck?
the river.
Why the
It's
fuck
awful.
would you want to live there? Why the fuck would you want to live in New Jersey? Exactly. You're sitting
That's
there
what everyone in
and
New
being
York
like,
says.
exactly, and they're just like, God, we pay a lot of money. Oh God, those poor sons of bitches.
You
And they're
shouldn't
like,
use
at
that
least
at
we
all
live
in
in
your
New
chicken
York.
noodle soup. What are you doing?
They pay a shit ton of money to live in New Jersey.
I'm interested.
Why?
I'll try some. Send me some.
Hey, we're fucking helping Mercedes fix her terrible chicken noodle soup. Don't cream of bacon. No, just for one, what the fuck is
Hold
cream
on,
of
what is
bacon? What kind of
It's
hobo
just bacon
bullshit?
fat.
Yes, you should. Yes,
No,
Yes.
yes.
put
First of
actual
all-
bacon in
first
there.
of all,
That's fine.
Those words, shut up, stop it, Cody. Those words, cream of bacon, are the three best words you could ever say in this human language.
No,
Oh my God! If you just
But like
took Trump
combined or just
and
like in
poured
general?
cream of no, and just put cream of bacon on him, he would just be George Washington. Donald Trump, plus cream of bacon equals George Washington. You're welcome, America. I'm here for you.
I don't want to eat her soup. I don't.
I wanna
trust
try
that
her
at
soup.
all.
Mercedes,
No.
I would eat the shit out of your soup. I'm married.
That's not a bad statement, but just the way you said it
This is the
was so
inflection.
matter of fact.
Nope.
It's like, I'm
I'll
gonna
eat the shit out of your soup. You went
I want
crazy on it.
My wife who hasn't said anything all of a sudden is gonna come up with the comments and be like, "Hey, I need you to come upstairs real quick."
Hold on. I've never heard of cream of bacon.
Oh my god, I literally would jerk off with cream of bacon soup.
I'm surprised you haven't. Honestly, that
needs-
statement right there makes sense.
Who needs lube? I literally just want a Trump 2020 shirt and cream of bacon, and I would come hard.
Is this an East Coast, like Midwest thing? Because
I have no clue.
this is not a fucking thing in the Northwest.
Cream of bacon?
No. But bacon is obviously. I love bacon. I'll cook a whole pound of bacon just for my fucking self.
Just say it out loud, and you will literally get sexually hard. Say cream of bacon out loud.
I've said it 5 times, and I'm
Say it again.
chubbed.
Say cream of bacon.
Read Ramball's post.
For its favorite 3 words where I'm a Republican. I mean, that's true. That's what makes me come. But cream of bacon is right there behind
Both my peers. I'm a conservative Republican.
It's true. She's very tired of it.
Say my name. Say my name. Conservative Republican. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm jealous of Trump.
Nope.
He doesn't deserve it.
Deserve what? We'll stay out of that.
He's actually a Democrat. He is. He's actually a Democrat.
He's a hardcore Democrat, 100%.
It doesn't matter. And this is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to joke around about this week. Because, like, it's such garbage. People think Joe Biden is going to change their lives. And they're, like, in the streets parading. Like, Joe Biden is going to change your lives. He's not, everybody. He's not. He is
the same way as the Republicans who are freaking out.
He is the most pushover government stooge that's existed in a little bit of, he goes with the flow, and of course he picks Harris. Ugh.
I personally think he should have picked Tulsi Gabbard, but that's my personal
I
opinion.
agree too, but she's borderline a Republican, and she'll
Tulsi
argue
Gabbard?
that.
Yeah. You know, a veteran, still doing great. Which,
She's
by the way,
not-
she's National Guard. Would they release her from her contract so she could go be vice president?
No, they'll fucking.
She has to go to her fucking 2 weeks of summer as vice president.
You're gonna go be a fucking drill in Leonard Wood.
Hey, major vice president.
Yeah. You need to go tell these privates what to do for this week. And Tulsi, I'm not saying she's like close to being a Democrat or a Republican, because she'll deny that. But she's not this. She's not blind.
Far left. She's not far left.
Oh, she's honest. She's going, this is wrong and this is wrong. Whether it's Republican or Democrat, she's going like, this is stupid.
Well, you got a sense of honesty from her, and not the politician fucking shiny gloss, which I got from a lot of the. I enjoyed the Democratic candidate running more than I did the Republican running.
100%.
Because I felt like a lot of them were just buffing our dicks for fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Like not a single one of them ever said anything of actual substance.
My dick was shined. My dick was shined. It was just.
Oh yeah. Like Ted Cruz, honestly, was one of the only ones that I actually felt had any actual, and actually Jeb Bush too. Jeb Bush actually used platform.
Agreed.
He was just such like a damp rag on stage.
Yeah.
But the Democratic run this last year, it was so versatile, and you had so many different people. And granted, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not really a Republican. I agree with both on different things. I voted for Obama. I've done my thing, voted Libertarian. I've done that. But I enjoyed the Democratic run because there was a lot of interesting people. Andrew Yang, even though with his universal payment thing, he was super cool with how he was thinking.
I followed Andrew Yang on Twitter just because of the debates. Because I was like, listen, I don't agree with all this guy, but I like to hear his thought process.
Yeah, he was new. And you
Yes.
sense that he wasn't
Yes.
trying to get elected to be different or to be in power. He was trying
God.
to use his ideas
Yeah.
to then enact
might-
change.
You might have to entertain these people for a minute. I have to go pee.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
where's Rico? Okay.
oh, no, he died. He's just gone now. But, what did you guys think in the chat? What did you guys think about a lot of the Democratic people that were running this past year? I think a lot of them were exciting. Andrew Yang was one of them. Oh, here's Rico. Now he's back. Top of the morning to you there, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
So we were
What'd
just
I miss?
discussing that I really enjoyed all 27 of the last Democratic candidates that were running this last year. Because
Okay.
a lot of them, it was so versatile and there are so many different varying opinions. And in a lot of them, the two main ones and the ones that were mainly campaigning to win were obviously they were the politicians, and you could tell they were the politicians. But a lot of the ones on the outline, you could see that they cared, that they were honest, they had integrity, and that they were actually trying to do stuff. Like Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, whom I love. There was a lot of I actually didn't mind Buttigieg other than the fact that he was so against weapons. Like Buttigieg wasn't bad other than his weapon reform. That was all I didn't like.
I mean, I think it's safe to say at this point that before we get to you, the big seat is just all circus at this point.
Well, yeah,
It's all
I mean,
circus.
so we've said in the past, like Trump has no clue about how government works. He was a businessman. He's not a politician.
Yep.
I think you should have a general understanding how politics work, which just proved that you don't have to be a politician. You don't have to be military sound. You don't have to be a theoretical poli-sci professor. Like, and then also with the Democrats and with this newer administration, you could literally just be the ghost of Christmas past and get elected.
As long as there's not something in your past.
Nope,
There
even
is,
then,
and they all just ignored
they
it.
wouldn't look. We went over this. They wouldn't look.
Everybody,
we weren't going to get into the election.
What did you expect from a rich guy that's
They got
he's
rich
always
by
been
being
this
a politician.
caricature of himself? What did you think?
Yeah.
You think Trump wasn't going to have any skeletons in his closet? He's put so many. He had to make multiple closets, gold lined.
Yeah,
But the thing
he
is about
built the
Trump,
closets.
the thing is about Trump, like the media would just be like, they open up his closet and go, ha ha! And Trump would just go, hey, don't worry about it. And no one did! The media was the only one who worried about it. And they were the only one who focused on it.
But they did the same shit with
That,
Biden
of course
too.
it was a really great idea, because it's called
Breaking
Breed
news.
of Bacon. Of course it is.
But I did like a lot of the Democratic candidates, and like Mercedes said, there was a lot of good candidates that were forced out.
Yes.
I don't think that
Well,
Andrew Yang had
well.
a chance of winning at all, but I really loved his concepts
So did I.
that he had. And
That-
Tulsi Gabbard
that's
we
the
talked
thing.
about, and as I said when you jump back on for, I did like Buttigieg. I liked some of his points.
Mhm.
It's just the fact that he was so against weapons, and obviously, and as a service member, kind of threw me off that he was so against.
Yeah,
Because
he's like, I'm in the
he's a
Navy.
veteran. He's like, I'm going to take all your
Right?
guns away, and we're like,
Yeah. He's like, I'm in the Navy, and you're like, who ya, motherfucker? And he's like, I'm gonna take all your guns, and you're like, who nah, motherfucker?
yeah, like, oh wait, no. You had me for a second.
Yeah.
And,
That's the thing. But here's-
and now they're going
that's
to take
the
our
other
guns anyway.
Remember. No, they're not. No, they're not. Remember, like some of these debates, and you remember people like, not Buttigieg necessarily. Who's I thinking about? There's a few Democratic things, and there were these new young people who had different ideas. Yang was one of them, and yet they chose Joe Biden, and they thought Joe Biden was going to be this like, oh, he's going to speak for us.
Yeah, I liked Warren better than Biden.
No, stop it.
No, I didn't say I liked her overall. I just said more than Biden. I like a lot of things more than a lot of things. Doesn't mean I
Okay, yeah.
prefer them. I prefer to get shanked rather
it's
than
really-
shot,
Yeah.
but I'd prefer to not get.
It's so fascinating to watch liberals react to like a Biden administration, and they're like, "This will change everything." You're like, "No, it won't. It
That's all I see on
won't."
Twitter. That's all I see.
And I'm so tired of it. And people are like,
But
"This
on
will
the other
change
hand, you also
everything."
see the Republicans doing the same thing. They're like, the world's gonna be burnt down. It'll be fine.
Cody.
It'll
Here's the
literally
thing.
be okay.
Here's the thing. And I don't want to be the one to bring this up, but I guess I'm going to be the one to bring this up because it is what it is. If Joe Biden won this election, correct?
Yep.
Rico?
He froze again. That's not just him waiting calmly and peacefully for
He
your
is.
reaction.
What a beautiful goddamn man.
Right? Just
I'm going to say he
he's
goes
perfect
yes.
for this world.
So Joe Biden won this election. Not the person I voted for, but it is what it is.
Uh-huh.
Could you imagine the state of this country if Donald Trump won 3-4 days down the line? Pennsylvania called, Georgia called, Michigan called, Arizona recalled for.
Oh, it'll
Trump.
be on fire.
I have a problem with that. I really have a
That
problem.
the country
with
would
that.
then be on fire?
Yes, is that because people didn't get their voting way? I'm going to set this country on fire because I didn't get my way.
Well, yeah, I also agree with that. Like, that's a load of horseshit. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
But what does that have to do with the next 4 years really just kind of being the same?
Do you really want my opinion on the next 4 years?
Yeah, because so obviously
Nothing
he's
will
going
change.
to enact some change, right? Just like
Nothing
Trump did. But the
nothing.
House and the Senate are separated. So
Nothing
again,
will change.
nothing's going to fucking happen.
Nothing's going to change. He is at his
Because even
heart,
when a good policy comes across their desk, all they do is
Mhm.
they go, he's a Democrat, we're all Republicans, we own this house, fuck this. And even the
Joe
people in the middle that are like, I actually kind of agree with a lot of this, like we could change
Yes.
this line and then we could pass it, and like
Yes.
this could be helpful. They get pulled into this bullshit.
Yes. And that's what Joe Biden is in. Because at his heart, Joe Biden is a moderate. Like Joe Biden and McCain.
He's more Republican than liberal.
Yes. McCain and Biden were friends. It's why like he's not this far left liberal, right?
No.
But he's going I think he feels like he has to be by Congress. But guess what? Hey Joe, I'm here to tell you. Hey Joe, if you're watching this podcast,
Which we know you are.
you're not. Like, you're not. Just be moderate. Just go, no, that's stupid because that taxes all of the rich, and then the rich just go away, and then we have no one to tax. Because guess what? That's the basis of the fucking Progressive Party.
Yeah. So, Andy, you're right. Scalia and Ginsburg were also friends because they also weren't fucking idiots and they could separate their
100%.
political
Yes.
affiliations and talk like normal people.
I love it.
What first meant that McCain and Biden were friends is that they actually came together for a lot of political agreements in the Senate.
Yes.
And they came across party
Yes.
aisles together a lot.
Because they both were basically in the center, and they went, okay, I see what you see. So Scalia and Ginsburg were friends, but in the Supreme Court, they voted against each other because they didn't agree on the interpretation of the Constitution.
Which
And
gets
that's
us right,
fine.
people. Right now, I just want to state the point of the Supreme Court is for the interpretation of the Constitution,
Yes.
not your political fucking party.
That is correct.
So the
The
fact
job of
that
the-
they are Democrat or conservative has nothing to fucking
Nope.
do with anything.
Nope.
Now, if you're electing someone to be on the Supreme Court because you know they're going to use their bias to interpret that a certain way so shit can get overturned, then you're a dickbag for doing that.
Welcome to the last 25 years of politics, though.
Well, yeah, we just had it this last one with Amy Coney Barrett.
I would go back to say, what's her name that Obama put in? What's her name?
I don't know. I don't know all of them.
Maybe the comments will come up with it. I can't remember.
Andy
her name.
knows. He's a lawyer.
But hey, lawyer.
Yeah, dance, lawyer, dance.
Yeah. Tell us legal things.
Do lawyer stuff.
Yeah. Where you're being overpaid to do nothing. All right.
He reads a lot.
So do I. All right. I'm very
yeah,
well
but you didn't
versed.
pass your bar exam. So.
I'm very well versed in Harry Potter.
Kagan. Told you he'd know.
No, that's not who I was looking for.
Oh, that's not who it was. You're an idiot, Andy.
You failed. Fucking fuck.
But I do think that there should be more, and that's the problem with today's politics. Is not the pandering from politics. It's the fact that there are these hardcore right and left, and that the politicians who, welcome back, Rico.
If you lose me again, just consider me gone. The internet in Costa Rica right now is kind of off.
It's fine. But the politicians, they want to get reelected so they can do some good, but they get stopped by doing good because they can't go against the party lines, even though they want to go against the party lines. Because a Republican senator who's like, you know what, this person on the Democratic side, or even my counterpart in the same state, has said, Sotomayor, is that what you're talking about? Firth? Now he's also frozen. You come in, he freezes. But I feel that as long as they keep the two-party nonsense on there and that affiliation that you can't get reelected if you don't have the support of the party, and that's partially because of funding and fucking lobbying, then nothing will ever change in this country, and we'll be in this stalemate of every re-election shit getting flipped over because we can't fucking make negotiations. But
it's all happening over and over and over again as we change.
It's like this past 4 years, Trump was just trying to overturn everything Obama did, and then now Biden is basically just going to make it to where Trump's legacy is nil, or try to do so, right? Just like Trump did, and it wouldn't pass the fucking Senate. So Biden's going to be doing the same shit. And then whoever comes in the next 4 years, when they're running against Kamala Harris, they're going to do the same thing.
Oh, my God. How dare you put the evil out there. Jesus.
So I heard the other day Biden's intention is to run another 4 years.
Of course.
He completely has an intention to run for the next 4 years after this.
Do you think he's going to get elected and say that he doesn't have any intention to keep going? I got it.
Well, no, you just do the normal politician thing. You say, we're going to have a committee and we're going to talk about it. That's what he's done on everything else. That's what every politician does. But in reality, what I think is going to happen is he's going to get done 4 years. I think he's going to step down, and Kamala Harris is going to run and get the nomination for the Democratic Party.
I don't think he's going to step down. Because he's going to be such a fucking puppet that his party won't let him step down. The lobbyists won't let him step down. The money won't let him step down.
But that's
as long as he is still breathing.
See value in him, though. If Kamala Harris
has
spend the next 4 years building her up, she'll be the new puppet.
I think he is an easier puppet than she is.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because he's old and they just point him in a direction.
But she's still got some.
We make a lot of Biden old jokes, but President Trump is also kind of old, and you just point him in that direction, kind of.
He's also very, very different. He's not a typical politician, and he's done some good.
See, I will say that, and I've said that about every administration. People hate Obama. I think Obama did some good. Obviously, Obama did some good, right? Like from 2012 or 2008 to 2016, a lot of good shit was passed. Y'all forget that literally during that time, gay marriage was legalized in all of the United States in our lifetime while he was in office? Like, that's a great thing. So not everything he did was bad, just like Trump did some good things, right? He gave me a pay raise. That's nice.
I mean, that happens every time a Republican's in the office. We get more
Well,
money.
yeah, every time. Yeah, 100%.
And now we're not going to get a raise, but the minimum wage is going up to like $15 all over the place. So now we're well below minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage is going to go up. We're going to get downsized.
I would actually agree with. I would agree.
Okay, so yeah, it was a Supreme Court.
It just happened
right?
while he was sitting in the office.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff that and that on both sides. That's a good point, Andy. So that's both things, right? Good and bad. That happens when a president's in office. People will give it to the president, whether it's good or bad, and blame them for both things. And
we could definitely agree.
That president has to deal with it, right? Like, I may have some issues with how President Trump handled parts of the coronavirus, but people just blame him for the coronavirus. Like, he built it in a lab and then shipped it off. It's not his fucking fault. It's just like you can't blame Bush for 9/11. There's a lot of shit that our politics have done wrong leading up to 9/11, but it wasn't just his fault. You want to know how it super wasn't his fault? He's only been on the job for like 6 months at that time. He was literally just elected that January. He had been in that office for 10 months or 9 months, and then all of a sudden, boom, that happened, right? So, yeah, that's a very good point, Andy. Like, we can't always give credit and or blame the president for what happens during their presidency. It's not always their fault.
I feel like it's safe to say, and I could be wrong, Corona has been the biggest disruption for a president in my 38 years that I've ever seen.
So
I don't know how you respond to that correctly.
So I don't think there is a way to respond correctly, because people say that he didn't respond, he didn't activate quick enough, right?
Mm.
But then you have other Democratic governors who have locked their states down, and they're getting reamed for locking down too much. So I don't think that there was really any good way to go about it. So either it was a Democratic president this last 2020 or him. I do feel like you're correct. The COVID-19 pandemic is the largest disruption because there's no good way to handle it because everyone's going to have some way to feel it. And then, of course, the news then gets it and polarizes that.
Oh, God.
But then also, it's like the biggest cog. I don't think that Donald Trump would have lost if it wasn't for COVID-19. I feel like he would have had a greater chance of re-election, and it was slim.
Unless the rallies win this weekend and get their way.
Well, I mean, even that you make a rally, that's not going to change a recount. Like recount is a recount. Earlier,
and it's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to catch some more of it later after we're done with this.
What, his super rally? FBI.
Well, he's not there. They showed him he was in the limo on his way to the golf court in his MAGA hat, just waving at the rally.
So he drove by the rally to go golf.
Yeah.
What are they having the rally for? Just in his report?
It's to stop the theft of the election in their terms.
Yeah, but how? It's just a protest, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. No matter how much I yell at the number one, it's not going to change to a 0. That's not how numbers
Common
work.
Core, you could.
Yeah, I could figure it out. Well, Bert doesn't seem like he's jumping back on. That's all right.
Yeah.
I have to go downstairs and take care of my children as a responsible father or something. I don't know. But
family back?
Yeah, they're back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, family's back. I'm still on leave. Hence the slight scruff I have going on today. I say slight scruff. I have difficulty growing a beard, but then once it comes in, it's fine. It's just getting up to it. It takes me 2 weeks to finally get a noticeable beard.
Will do. What I'm laughing at is Andy.
Great job not getting into the election.
That was the plan, but it's just so topical. And I've been like putting on my tinfoil hat every day, going through Twitter and watching all this fucking coverage.
You
And I'm
can't
getting
not
swept
talk
up in
about
it.
the election right now.
I
And-
am. I'll admit, I am getting swept up in it.
Well, and everything is linked to it, right?
Yeah.
If if we try to just talk about COVID-19, election. Right? If you try to talk about what's going to happen in the next 4 years, election.
Beards, election.
Yeah. You
Bacon
know,
grease chicken noodle soup, election.
somehow, yeah. Somehow, because it was just chicken noodle soup, and all of a sudden Firth was like, I want to dump it on Donald Trump's body and rub it all over him. Like, came back to the election, right? It happens. But this is us signing off. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yes.
We had a good flow today. I like it. We're trying not to be doom and gloom. We try to have serious conversations, but a majority of the time, as I think this episode was a good representation, we like to joke and have fun.
Yeah.
Firth gets a little bit into it, but that's ultimately just because Firth loves his country and he feels very strongly about it because he feels like it's the best option, as anyone is. That's why I'm, against calling someone dumb for their liberal views or their conservative views, because you feel strongly about that. As long as it doesn't infringe upon me, we're cool. Libertarian.
Real quick for Rambo, this question, Johnny Depp situation. I am not for cancel culture, but that chick needs to be fucking canceled. There's no way, with all the evidence that they have, that he should lose his job. I get that he's still getting paid. That's what you see some of the arguments, but he still has to face the fact of his abuser getting zero repercussions. He loses his job, and it's
if this was flipped,
ridiculous.
People would be lighting shit on fire. If the gender roles were flipped, if it was a woman still getting paid, but her image has been destroyed and she's not allowed to work anywhere because her male abuser is now winning the conversation, it would be,
crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that, because when it first came out, I was like, okay, for one, I didn't know Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were married. I don't pay attention to pop culture. Unless it's like comic book related somehow. And then even then,
Which
I don't
it is,
get into their
because,
personal life. Yeah, she played Aquaman. Yeah, I got it. But like as soon as it came out, I was like, okay. But then like immediately there was other parts of the conversation. Like it was never just him being abusive. It was him being abusive. Then the other people were like, wait, no, hold on. And then he came out saying that she was the actual abuser. And now everyone got real quiet. Like it was immediate. Yeah, it was let's burn Johnny Depp at the stake because he's a womanizer and an abuser. But then all of a sudden it flips. She's cut his finger off and abused him for years. And everyone's like, wait, what? What was that?
Y'all want to cancel Baby Yoda, a goddamn cartoon character, for eating a goddamn cartoon egg, but you don't want to cancel Amber Heard, who abused the fuck out of Johnny Depp and is getting away with it. That's crazy.
You know what's super fun though? I've said how I feel about abortion, right? Like I honestly don't care. But the people that are freaking out about Baby Yoda eating the eggs because of some sort of like genocidal Holocaust,
genocide.
Those are also the same
fuck?
people that are like, an unfertilized egg or a fertilized egg is not a person. And in the show, it specifically states that those are unfertilized eggs, which is just like a chicken. Even though it's a sentient being.
What are we saying I do to?
It's like a chicken.
Context.
Yeah, no, it's zero context. She just keeps jumping in. But, I do like that we jumped on the Amber Heard thing and the Johnny Depp thing. I think he should definitely get his job back. For one, I love him in Fantastic Beasts. I think he was great as Grindelwald, and I want to see him in the next installment.
I mean, I don't really care about those movies. I think the movies are trash, but
They're entertaining. To say the least.
definitely, though, it's insane that she is not facing any repercussion whatsoever. Her career continues to go on, and he's just like, hey,
Well,
guess what, dude? You got abused.
And I don't like being that guy, but it's because she's a woman. Women,
Wait,
domestic abusers don't get as severely stigmatized as males do. I remember growing up and going through literal classes in high school where they brought people in to talk to us about domestic abuse, and it was legitimately an hour-long conversation of telling us how we were going to be an abuser at one point in time in our life. And we're all sitting there as seniors, and we're like, the fuck? And that's the culture. It's we're the predators, right? And we're the offenders. And so when it ends up being a woman and it counteracts that conversation, no one even wants to look at it. They just want to leave it alone. But
yeah,
next episode, I do want to go over. I kind of want to just go over a list of things that we're going to cancel in 2021. I think that'd be great.
we're gonna do a cancel list.
Yeah, let's go over the things that have been canceled for 2020. No, and we'll talk about if we did agree with them or not. I think that'll be a good non-political conversation.
Yeah, why not? You know, and yeah, let's go with that. Let's do some segments. Anybody in the chat, anybody listening, there's something in there if you want us to talk about it. Well, we'll talk about anything.
I also like that too, Mercedes. That's a good point. But from myself, from the rest of the Uno, we appreciate you guys' viewership. We appreciate you guys watching us. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for the comments, messages. If you have anything to say to us, we would love to talk to you. And again, thank you for your support. We love you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.
Au gratin.